Okay, so let's face it, job interviews, right? They can be a little intimidating,
Yeah.
especially when they hit you with those questions that you just didn't see coming,
Yeah,
you know?
totally. And it's interesting. We tend to put so much emphasis on like what we're actually going to say in an interview that we kind of forget about everything else.
Yeah, fair.
All those nonverbal cues that we're giving off and how important that can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know I've been at interviews where, those nerves just get the best of me, and I'm sure it showed.
Yeah.
So how do we like project that confidence, even when we're feeling that pressure?
Well, think about this. When we get stressed, our bodies like naturally go into that, fight or flight mode. Yeah. Heart rate goes up, maybe starts sweating, breathing gets a little shallow.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
That same physiological response happens when we're excited.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's all about how we frame it.
Okay. I like
that. Can we reframe those nerves as excitement?
So how do we actually like make that shift? Are there any like practical tips for calming those butterflies and like channeling that nervous energy into something good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One of the simplest but I think most effective techniques is power posing.
Okay.
Now, I know that might sound a little strange.
Yeah.
But research has shown that holding a confident posture, even for just a minute or two, can actually lower cortisol, which is our stress hormone.
Okay.
And it can actually boost testosterone, which is, that confidence hormone.
Wait, so you're telling me that just by like standing in a confident pose can actually change our hormone levels?
It's wild, right?
That's so cool.
It's true. So think about like athletes before a big game, right?
Yeah.
They often stand tall, arms raised, like in victory, even before they've actually won.
Right, yeah.
And it's not just for show, so, they're priming their bodies and their minds for success.
So are we basically just like faking it till we make it with our body language and then our brains will follow?
Pretty much. I mean, it's about sending those signals of confidence to ourselves and to whoever we're interacting with. No. So before you head into that interview, find a private spot, maybe a bathroom.
Right.
Strike a power pose for a few minutes, stand tall, shoulders back, chin up.
Okay.
And just imagine yourself absolutely rocking that interview.
Love it. I'm totally trying that before my next interview.
Do it.
Okay. But what about during the interview?
Yeah.
Are there things we can do to like maintain that confident demeanor throughout the entire conversation?
Yeah, for sure. It's all about being mindful of those little cues that we're giving off.
Okay.
So maintain good eye contact, but, keep it natural and engaging.
Right.
Avoid fidgeting because that can signal nervousness. And most importantly, just remember to breathe.
Okay, so we talked about breathing earlier.
Yeah.
But can you elaborate a little bit on why it's so crucial, especially in high-pressure situations like interviews?
Well, when we breathe deeply, we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for that rest and digest response.
Right.
It slows down, our heart rate lowers blood pressure.
Okay.
And it just helps us feel more grounded and centered.
So it's like hitting the pause button on our stress response.
Exactly. And the best part is you can do it discreetly during the interview. So you feel those nerves creeping in. Just take a few slow, deep breaths before you answer a question.
Yeah.
It'll help you think clearly and project that sense of calm confidence.
This is all so helpful. It's like amazing how, these seemingly small adjustments to our body language and breathing can have such a big impact on our confidence and how we're perceived.
Totally. But, we can't forget about the actual content of our answers, especially when we're hit with those unexpected questions. One of the most effective frameworks that I like to use for structuring our responses is the STAR method.
Okay. I've heard of the STAR method.
Yeah.
Can you break it down for us? Like, what does STAR actually stand for? And how can we use it, to tackle those tricky questions?
So STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result.
Okay.
And it's basically a way to tell a concise and compelling story that showcases your skills and experience even when you're asked a question that you maybe weren't expecting.
So like a roadmap for our answers.
Yeah.
Helping us to like stay on track and deliver a clear, impactful response.
Exactly. So, for example, let's say you're asked about a time you had to overcome a difficult challenge. Instead of just rambling or getting flustered, you can use the STAR method to structure your response.
Okay.
So first you describe the situation, the context of the challenge.
Right.
Then you outline the task, what needed to be accomplished.
Got it.
Next, You detail the specific steps you took to address that challenge. And finally, you share the result, the outcome of your actions, and what you learned from the experience.
I see. So it's not just saying like, oh, yeah, I handled a difficult situation.
Right.
It's like we're giving them a picture.
Yeah.
We're showing them exactly how we tackled the challenge and what we learned from it.
Exactly. It's about showcasing your problem-solving skills, your resilience, your ability to learn and adapt.
Right.
And the beauty of the STAR method is that it can be applied to so many different interview questions.
Okay.
Even those that seem, completely off the wall.
This is brilliant. It's a game changer for handling those unexpected questions.
Yes.
That can throw you off a bit. It gives you something to fall back on even when you're feeling put on the spot.
Exactly. And the more you practice using it, the more natural it will become.
Right.
You'll be able to structure your answers on the fly.
Okay.
Even for those questions that catch you off guard.
Okay, so we've covered power, posing, deep breathing, the STAR method.
Yeah.
These are already like incredibly valuable tools, for acing those interviews.
Yeah.
But what happens when we get a question that's completely outside our area of expertise? What's the best way to approach it? When we genuinely don't know the answer.
That's a great question. And it's something that happens to all of us.
Right. It could feel like the ultimate interview fear. Like drawing a complete blank.
Oh, for sure.
When you're asked a question and you just have no clue.
Yeah.
So how do we navigate those moments gracefully, without panicking?
Well, it's all about honesty and framing your response in a positive light.
Oh, okay.
Instead of just blurting out, I don't know.
Right.
Which can come across as, dismissive or unprepared. Acknowledge the question and express, your willingness to learn. You could say something like,
okay.
That's a really interesting question. I haven't had the opportunity to work with a specific topic yet, but I'm eager to learn more. And based on my experience with related skill, I would approach it by suggest a possible approach.
Wow, that's so much better than just saying, I don't know.
It is.
It shows that you're self-aware.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to admit like you know what you don't know. And you're genuinely interested in expanding your skill set.
Exactly. It's about turning a potentially awkward moment into an opportunity to showcase your growth mindset and your eagerness to learn.
This is all such valuable advice. I'm already feeling more confident about tackling, those unexpected interview questions.
Good.
It's amazing how these simple but powerful strategies can make such a difference in how we approach those situations.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that balance, right? Like where you are prepared and you've done your research, but you're also, open to learning new things and growing.
Right, because no one's expecting you to know everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to those, curveball questions.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah.
We don't have to be perfect.
Right.
We don't have to know the answer to every single question.
Yeah, it's more about how you think you know.
Yeah.
Your thought process, how you approach those problems, how you learn from your experiences.
Got it. So it's not necessarily about having the right answer.
Right.
It's more about showing them
exactly
how we think and how we would approach a problem.
Yeah. And that's something that you can practice and refine even outside of interview settings.
So how do we do that?
Yeah.
How do we practice that?
Well, one of the best ways is to just embrace curiosity in our everyday lives, When we encounter something new or challenging, instead of shying away from it, lean into it.
Okay.
Ask questions, seek out different perspectives.
So it's like shifting our perspective from, I don't know, to I want to learn more.
Exactly.
Tell me more.
Yes. Experiment with different approaches. It's like turning those everyday moments into mini interviews.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So we're constantly kind of challenging ourselves to think critically and to come up with creative solutions.
Exactly. And those I don't know moments, they can actually be super valuable learning opportunities.
Yeah. I think we often see that not knowing as a weakness.
Right.
When it's really the starting point for all growth and discovery.
Absolutely. When we embrace those moments of not knowing, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and new perspectives. And that's something that interviewers really value.
It's like that Einstein quote, right?
Yeah.
The important thing is not to stop questioning.
I love it.
Curiosity has its own reason for existing.
It does. Curiosity is like the fuel for innovation, creativity, personal growth. And when you bring that spirit of inquiry to an interview, it shows that interviewer that you're not just looking for a job. you know?
Right.
You're looking for an opportunity to learn.
Right. To grow, to contribute.
Exactly.
Okay, this has been so inspiring. I'm like starting to see these unexpected interview questions.
Good.
Not as obstacles, but as opportunities.
Yes.
You know, to showcase our curiosity, our adaptability, our passion for learning.
Exactly. Remember, interviews are a chance to connect, to share your story, to demonstrate what makes you uniquely qualified for the role.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From power posing to deep breathing. Yeah. From the STAR method to embracing curiosity and turning those, I don't know, moments into learning opportunities.
I love it.
Is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
Let me think.
You know, any final words of wisdom to help them rock those interviews?
You know, here's the thing. Interviews can be nerve-wracking.
They can be.
No matter how much you prepare. But remember, the interviewers are human too.
Right.
They've been in your shoes.
Oh, yeah.
They understand the pressure. They're looking for someone who's not only skilled, but also, you know, personable and authentic.
That's such a good reminder. It's so easy to get caught up in the formality interview that we forget to just be ourselves.
Right. So relax, be yourself, and let your genuine enthusiasm and your passion for the role come through.
Right, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you stand out.
Absolutely.
And leave that lasting impression.
It is. This has been such a great conversation.
Me too.
I feel like we've given everyone a whole new perspective on how to approach interviews.
Totally, with confidence and authenticity.
Yeah, remember, you are capable.
Yeah.
You are valuable, and you have something unique to offer.
So to everyone out there preparing for their next interview, take a deep breath, embrace your brilliance, and go rock that conversation.
Yes. Go get them.
I think what's really sticking with me from this conversation is that, you know, we need to kind of shift our mindset about interviews.
Yeah.
It's not about, you know, proving ourselves or trying to be perfect. It's really about showing up authentically, embracing our curiosity, and treating it like a real conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. When we approach interviews from that perspective, it takes so much pressure off.
Right, yeah.
And it allows us to connect with that interviewer on a more human level.
Yeah. And that's really what it's all about, right? Like making a connection, showing our value, leaving a good impression.
And you know what? Even if you don't get the job, every interview is a learning experience.
That's so true. It's like we get so focused on the outcome that we forget about the process and all the insights that we can gain along the way.
It helps us refine our skills, clarify our career goals, become more confident in, you know, how we present ourselves.
It's like each interview is a stepping stone, you know, leading us to that perfect opportunity.
I love that. And remember, there's no such thing as a failed interview. Yeah. Even if it doesn't result in a job offer.
Right.
It's a chance to reflect, learn, and grow.
So instead of like dwelling on what we could have done differently, we can view it as a way to get feedback.
Right.
And identify areas where we can improve and prepare for the next one.
Exactly. It's all about continuous learning and growth.
This has been so empowering. I feel like I have a whole toolbox of strategies now to not only handle those unexpected questions, but to really approach the entire process with confidence and a sense of purpose.
I'm so glad to hear that. Remember, you are capable, you are valuable, and you have something unique to offer.
To everyone out there preparing for their next interview, take a deep breath, embrace your brilliance, and go rock that conversation. We are cheering you on.
Yes, we are.